Okay, the last part about this is the database functions. By database functions, mean data sum, data count, data average, things like that. They are created from databases, really, and this is a database right here. A table is another way of saying a database. Okay, now some of you guys might not think this is an actual table because there's none of those list arrows here. That's because this filter part was turned off. If I turn it back on, now you see them. Turn it off, it still is a table though, so it still has all the properties and functions of a table. So database functions, we're trying to still search inside of here. So what happens is I'm going to show you guys dsum, equals dsum. It's looking for the database. The database is another way of saying, where's your table? What are you looking for? Okay? And again, when you start doing these things, you have other options. You could go to the Formulas tab. You can go inside of any of these things, more functions, statistical, anything like that. So it's totally your call on this one. Statistical is here. Engineering is here. Okay? Cube information. So it's all totally your call with this stuff. Lookup and reference, by the way, we just finished doing HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, correct? So HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP are in here. So you could, by all means, go inside of here, all right? I have no issues with that. It might be easier, though, personally, to just write dsum and still open up your function dialog box. What are you looking for? Where's my database? That's the whole table. Okay, the whole data table. My field, it's the label of the column in double quotation marks or a number that represents the column's position in that list. So you could do one of two things with this. You can either grab whatever you're trying to add, so adding quantity, say, okay? I want to add quantities of something specific. So I can either type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like we did before, or I can click on that, the table heading, okay? It's up to you, the field heading, that is, it's what we call it. And then the criteria. Well, I don't have any criteria yet, so I got to make it very similar to what I made for this one here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to type something like, I don't know, let's see, model, and I'm going to have quantity here. Okay, so dsum, the entire database, means the entire table. There we go. The field, again, if you prefer it this way, that's fine. The field is the number I want, so I'm going to do quantity, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, whoops, the criteria. My criteria has to be something that I choose. So maybe I want the model to be, I didn't write it here. Wow, what am I doing? Sorry, guys. The model has to be pickup. There we go. Let's do pickup. My bad on that one. Even professors can make a mistake. All right, here's my criteria. The model must be pickup. Okay, and it comes up to a quantity of 2,178. Where is that coming from? Well, there's a pickup for 125, a pickup for 68, pickup for 105, pickup for 472. So it's just adding all these values. Pickup for 874. Pickup for 534, and that's it. But if you add those numbers up, you get to this. So it's saying in the entire table, that's what this first piece is, I want you to take all the numbers from column 5, the field, and I want you to add them up only if the model says pickup. Okay? So now if I change it and I say the model has to say sports car, that number changes. Okay, I'm going to make something that's totally wrong here. Pickup is something else. What if I did pick space or dash up? Okay, So let me do pickup. That's no longer the 2100 plus, right? Now if I type in pick dash up, I get 125. It has to be identical. So what happens here, you can see where the cursor is right after the P. I'm going to put a space after it. Now it says 0. Why? Because there is nothing inside of column B that says pick dash up with a space after it. See how I got a space after that P? If I get rid of the space, now it's okay. Whatever your criteria is, your model, anything, right here, at this point, right again, same thing. Model with no spaces. I'll put a space there on accident. This thing says in the database, I'm looking through the whole table. I'm going to spit out some answer with number 5 for a D sum. So I'm going to add up everything that's in column number 5 as long as model blank is a pickup. Well, they don't have model blank. This has just plain old model, right? If I put a blank here, now it works. Okay. So you want to be very careful how you type things. This is why spell check is so good, right? Again, pickup. I don't want that thing to be here, so pickup, and I'm going to get rid of this hyphen. And now look what's going to happen when I get rid of the hyphen. That should go up by another 125. So it should go to 2178 as soon as I press enter. There it is. Okay? So it's really nice, actually, how you're doing this thing. So it's a D sum for that thing. Sum, because I want to add from the database. Similar, so there's a lot of different options you have. You have the advanced filter that you have the VLOOKUPs that you have, and now you have this database function that you have. D sum, I'll put here. There's a D count. There's a D average. Okay? There's a lot of things going on in here. So let's do equals D count. And you see there's count and count A. I'm going to do count right now. What is the database? All of this material. Okay? The field doesn't matter too much because we're counting, so I could do 5 again. And the criteria. Maybe that it has to be, I want to count how many pickups there are. How many pickup pieces there are. There are 6 pickups here, total. Okay? Which I think was the same thing we had here, right? Originally we had 3 pickups that were not restricted at under 300 or 200, and 3 of them that were above 200. So it worked out pretty well. Same thing here. Average equals D average. The whole database. Okay. 5 and criteria. Model pickup. Okay. So it's finding the average of the pickups. Average of the quantity here. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want the average cost. Well, why don't I go to this and change it from 5 to 6? That's the total, right? We'll make that accounting format. So the average cost is 14 million of whatever they have on hand for the wholesale prices and stuff. Okay. D count, 6 different things. Now the difference between D count and D count A. You could see D count here. Counts the cells containing numbers. Okay. D count A counts non-blank cells. All right. So here's the difference. If I put an A in here and want the whole thing, okay, 5, and I want model pickup. It says 6, right? What did I put? There we go. So D count A is non-blank, right? So what if I wanted certain things? Let's say this right here, D count for how many things are inside of here for column E, column 5, right? What if I wanted to count literally how many pickups there are? I'm going to just say 2, right? I have 0 in pickups. Why? Even though pickup is here, pickup is here, pickup is here, why are they not counting pickups? Because the count shows everything that is a number. Remember, D count, I'll do equals D count, counts cells containing numbers. If I have column 2, count my pickups, it did not work. When it was column E, count things that are pickups. Yeah, there's one with numbers. That's another one with numbers. That's another one with numbers. So it's counting those pieces. Okay? Count A is what we were doing here. This one is going to count everything regardless because it's a non-blank cell. I changed it to column number 2, right? Look at the field, column number 2, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. All right, and there's one more down there. It works because D count A just counts non-blank cells. That's all. Okay? And, okay, so that's D count, D sum, D average. Everything is using the whole database. The column number you want to spit out and do calculations with, and then you have to put your criteria in last. Okay? So it's a little bit different than this particular piece because your actual criteria piece you're looking for comes first for VLOOKUPs, and you're actually having your criteria come last for database functions. Okay? The last thing we're going to do is the auto inventory subtotals here. So subtotals, what you want to do is you want to make sure these are sorted first. So as a tool, table tools, I'm going to sort certain things. I'm going to turn this design tab back on here, and I'm going to make sure that, let's see, what do I want to do here? Let's put the filters back in so we could actually sort and filter this thing, right? So inside of here, before I convert to ranges, I want to sort these things. So let's sort by model. Okay? A to Z. Now notice that screws up all these numbers, right? And we see this, we did this last time. Last chapter we were dealing with this organization piece. This is the one that's being sorted by, so all coupes, electrics, hybrids, lenses, sorry, pickups, sedans, everything. So what are we doing here? That's sorted by it. I could do the make, A to Z, Chevy, Dodge, Ford, whatever we're doing here, right? So that's what we're looking at from this piece. So whatever you're sorting by, that's what you want to have subtotals for. So once we have that done, the next thing I'm going to do is go to convert to range. Convert to range says, are you sure you want to make this table a normal range? That means I don't get any of these table design tabs anymore. The filter button's gone. The total row is gone. The table styles group is gone. Slicers, everything. This is all gone now. I don't get to use it anymore. I'm going to say yes because you cannot make subtotals otherwise. So click yes. And now notice no matter what, I'm inside of this piece here. I cannot get that the design tab back because it's no longer a table. But what I can do is, again, with the data tab, we can go to the outline group and click on subtotals. When you click on subtotals, it says at each change in. Well, because I sorted based on make, every time it changes the make from Chevy to Dodge to Ford to Honda, I want that to be a subtotal. If I did order number, that'd be ridiculous. Every single order number is different. It wouldn't do anything for me, right? Each change in order number give me a sum of the totals. Let's see what it would look like. Order number 1, 1798 total for 1798. Order 2 from 1436 total for order 1436. It's ridiculous, right? So it doesn't make sense to do that. That's why you want to sort whatever you're going to do first. So I'm going to click subtotal. At each change in make, I want to add the total, or let's add the quantity. Let's do that and click OK. Now, here's all the Chevys. Here's Chevy's total quantity. Here's all the Dodges. Here's Dodge's total quantity. And the nice thing about this is it has these little tabs here. Okay, this helps you to organize and sort. You could expand or condense them as much as you want. They always give you a grand total too. Okay, so again, subtotal. At each change in, you want to add some count. Pick on what you want to count and click OK. And it'll change everything. There are 7 different ones of Chevy. There are 6 different Dodges, 5 different Fords. All right, that's it. These are levels, by the way.